The road to Stormholt was old and treacherous, winding through cliffs where the sea clawed hungrily at the land. Travelers spoke of a spectral figure that lurked upon the hollow bridge, a relic of a forgotten age. The bridge was the only path to the city, but none crossed it without leaving something behind. The Phantom's Toll, they called it. Oren, a wayward Sellsword, did not believe in ghosts. He had fought in wars, seen men commit horrors greater than any spirit ever could. So, when the storm drove him to the bridge at midnight, he paid no heed to the warnings whispered in firelit taverns. Lightning split the sky as Oren approached the bridge. The rain was relentless, turning the path into a treacherous mire. As he stepped onto the ancient stones, a gust of wind howled through the crumbling archways, carrying a whisper that was not his own. Who walks the hollow bridge? Oren halted, his hand instinctively going to the hilt of his sword. The words did not belong to the wind, nor to any living man. No soul crosses without tribute. From the mist emerged a figure, cloaked in tattered robes of deep midnight. Its face was obscured by the hood's shadow, yet Oren felt its gaze bore into him, heavy as the weight of an unseen hand pressing upon his chest. In its skeletal grip, the Phantom held out an open palm. Oren had heard the legends. Those who refused to pay vanished, their names lost to time. The bridge took them or the Phantom did. He reached for his coin purse, fingers trembling despite himself. He had little to offer, but before he could pull forth a silver piece, the Phantom spoke again. Not gold. A memory. The Sellsword frowned. What do you mean? The Phantom lifted its head slightly and Oren saw, just beneath the hood, the faintest glimmer of hollow glowing eyes. Then the world around him shifted. Suddenly he was not on the bridge but on a battlefield. His heart pounded as he recognized the place. Bryn Mawr years ago, the final battle he had fought before abandoning the war. The screams of the dying filled the air, the stench of blood thick in his nostrils. And there before him, lay the man he had slain with his own blade, his face frozen in shock, his hand clutching at the gaping wound in his chest. Oren gasped, stumbling back, and in an instant the vision faded. He was on the bridge once more, the Phantom standing as still as stone. His breath came ragged. That memory, he had buried it deep within where it could not claw at his conscience. And yet, the Phantom had unearthed it with nothing more than a gaze. This is the toll, the Phantom murmured. Leave it behind and you may pass. Oren clenched his jaw. He could feel the memory pulling at him, the sorrow, the regret. If he surrendered it, would he forget? Would the weight be lifted? He hesitated only a moment longer before nodding. The Phantom raised its hand, and Oren felt something unravel within him, like a thread being plucked from a tapestry. The pain, the guilt, gone. The battle at Bryn Mawr remained a haze, a distant thing as if it had happened to someone else entirely. He exhaled sharply, his body suddenly light. When he looked up, the Phantom was gone. The storm raged on, but Oren no longer felt its sting. He walked across the bridge, reaching the other side without looking back. The hollow bridge had taken its due and he had paid the toll. But as he neared the lights of Stormholt, a single nagging thought remained. What else had he forgotten?